Well, it is Sunday, December 19, 2021, and I am Lights Camera Jackson, and we are here for LCJ Live. Happy Christmas week! It is officially Christmas week, and we have major box office results to tell you about here on LCJ Live. If you're just joining us here now, Spider-Man, No Way Home, $253 million. That's right, $253 million is the estimate from Sony from Thursday at 3 p.m. to tonight. That is humongous. It is. No spoilers. No, not doing any Spidey spoilers. Don't worry. No spoilers. But boy, $253 million is huge. It is the third biggest opening weekend of all time for a movie in North America. Right behind Avengers Infinity War with 258. So Spider-Man could go above that to be second, or could actually go below a little bit. Star Wars The Force Awakens opened to 248. So could end up fourth or second or third. Nonetheless, what an open. It shows that people, when you give them something people want to see, people will go to the movies. They will wear a mask. They will enjoy themselves. If they love the movie, they will go. And that is the case with Spider-Man. Everybody wants to see this movie. Everybody wants to go. Everybody wants to check it out, especially before the holidays get here and tons of other movies come to the multiplexes, if the multiplexes stay open, which I think they will. But they want to see this as fast as possible so they can avoid the spoilers, so they can know what happens, so they can see everything, experience Spidey. And in some cases, as I've been seeing a lot on social media this weekend, some people are going this weekend 2, 3, 4 times, which is just making Sony and Disney and Marvel even happier to see people go 2, 3, 4 times. I went to see it on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. at a showing of about 40 people because I didn't go to a mall theater. I went to a standalone theater. And everybody was masked, everybody was there, everybody was fine, and everybody was really into it. I like the second half of No Way Home more than the first. I'm not going to tell you why, because I don't want to divulge spoilers. Disney is not too happy about West Side Story, says Kelvin. Absolutely. We'll get into West Side Story's box office in a second. I like the second half more than the first. Everybody was really into it. Everybody was happy. Wide range of ages at the showing, even of about 40 people. There were teenagers there. There were older people there. There was even somebody who brought sounded like a toddler in the back, I heard a couple of times. So everybody of all ages wants to see the new Spider-Man. That's why it's making $253 million. An amazing open, a $587 million worldwide open for Spider-Man No Way Home. This film could get to $1 billion. We're going to have to see what happens over the next couple weeks, but obviously it's more than halfway to $1 billion already. The last Spider-Man movie made $390 in North America. As long as theaters stay open and the movies keep doing well, it's going to pass that $390. It is already the biggest movie of the year. Josiah Hughes, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. It's the biggest film, and yeah, it's a huge success. Huge success for Sony. They are over the moon today. They got this movie out. This is the one everybody wants to see. Yeah, West Side Story, as we just mentioned, is not a film a lot of people are wanting to see. 3.4 million this weekend, up to 18 total. Your second place film is Encanto with 6.5 million. It's at 82. Encanto will get into Disney's top 5 movies of the year. It'll take out Cruella because it's about 5 million away. It's probably going to happen. I guess, I can't say definite yet because you never know, and Sing 2 opening this week. But I think Encanto will pass Cruella to be in Disney's top 5 for the year. But under 100 million, I bet Disney was expecting a little more. And now we've got Sing 2 coming this week. We'll get to my thoughts on Sing 2 coming up here in a second. But West Side Story, 3.4 million at 18. Yeah. Look, it may do well this award season. It may win Best Picture of the Year, but people are not interested right now in going to see a musical in the theaters. They'll wait for it to come home to them, especially older people, especially with multiplexes crowded with Spider-Man this weekend. Yeah, that is the case with West Side Story. Also with 3.4 million this weekend, Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is up to 117. The last Ghostbusters made 128 for Sony in 2016. It's going to be close. I don't think it's going to get to 128, Ghostbusters Afterlife. $3 million for Nightmare Alley, another Disney through Searchlight film this weekend. Nightmare Alley is not a very good film, and not a lot of people are interested in seeing it. It is a tough film to market. It is a tough film to tell people, even with the cast that it has, to say, yeah, go see Nightmare Alley. It's a tough one. $3 million for that. It's up for 8 Critics' Choice Awards, including Best Picture. I don't understand why it's in the Best Picture category. House of Gucci made another $1.9 million this weekend. It's at 45. And Eternals with $1.2 million. It's at 164. The full top 10 is not out yet. We're expecting Clifford, Resident Evil, and Pushpa The Rise to enter into the top 10, but it is not fully out this weekend, but obviously Spider-Man dominating the headlines. So, we've got this Omicron variant. According to this Deadline article, it's not getting too many people concerned about going to the movies at this point. The majority of people, 74%, say they're still comfortable going to a movie theater right now, which is nice to safely do that. You abide by your theater's guidelines. You wear a mask. You do what they tell you to do. You help the movie theater employees out who are trying to do their very best to make sure you get the best movie experience possible. It's as simple as that. Drew Key 86, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. So the confidence is still there to go to the movies, and I think a lot of people wanted to say that as well, to make sure they see Spider-Man. We have a bunch of big new movies opening this week. I have seen the majority of them. The film I have not seen is The Matrix, because Warner Brothers did not put out a link to critics in time for Critics' Choice Awards voting. They only did in-person screenings, and it still got nominated for visual effects, which is, I don't know how it did it, but it did. So I'm looking forward to seeing The Matrix this week. I have seen Sing 2. It is fun. It's nice. It's good. Families should safely, hopefully, go to see it this Christmas weekend and enjoy themselves. The first film aired on NBC the other night. It got 2.2 million people to watch. As I wrote on Twitter, back when The Boss Baby aired on NBC in June, ahead of The Boss Baby Family Business, it got 1.6 million viewers. Do you know what its opening weekend ended up being? $16 million. 1.6 times 10. $10 ticket average. So, if you want to take that 2.2, you want to multiply it by 10. If everybody who watched Sing goes to Sing 2 this coming weekend, it will make $22 million minimum. And I think it'll do more than that, I think, at this point. Is Sing 2 as good as the first? Personally, I still like the first one more, but there's a lot to like about Sing 2. The music, the voice cast, Bono does a great job, and that song is excellent. I wish it got Critics' Choice nominated. It's got some 4-star moments within it, and a nice story, good character development, some surprises, some sharp humor in some very key moments. So I like Sing 2. Do I like it or think it's as revolutionary as the first one? No, but it's very good, and I applaud Garth Jennings and everybody at Illumination for making Sing 2. There's something about the first Sing that I think for me will always stick with me as this is different, this is unique. They have pulled something off here that hasn't been done before. Sing 2 comes close, but I still like the first Sing a little bit more than Sing 2. I have seen The King's Man, which opens this week. This is the Kingsman prequel. I'm not a fan of those Kingsman movies, those first two. And what I will say about The King's Man is that it stays true to itself in its style, even in the older setting, even with what it does. Because of that, and because of the really uninteresting story that it creates, I can't recommend you go see The King's Man. No. I've forgotten this movie by now, basically. I watched it, a week and a half ago, and I'm like, there's nothing memorable about it. Nothing positive, really, to say about it. Yeah, Ray Fiennes is in it, and some other people are in it, but the villains that it creates, the action that it creates, the story, surprises that it creates, no. There's nothing here in The King's Man. Really is not. American Underdog I watched last night. American Underdog is the Kurt Warner film with Zachary Levi, Anna Paquin, Dennis Quaid. It's a good movie. It is. It takes itself seriously. I know there were some people saying, oh, this trailer online makes it look like a parody and phony and all that. And it takes itself very seriously. It has a great amount of heart to it. It's a safe movie, but it's a wholesome movie. And it's got some substance to it in the performances especially Zachary Levi and Anna Paquin together. Because it is a football movie. It's about Kurt Warner playing football, obviously. But it's just as much about his football path to success as it is about his relationship with his wife Brenda and their kids. So if you're going in expecting a total football movie, you're not going to get that. You're going to get a relationship drama that's pretty good, pretty effective. So I think football fans, it's from the Erwin brothers. They've done a lot of faith-based films, including I Still Believe, I Can Only Imagine. It's not as heavy on the faith as I thought it was going to be. But you bring in that audience, you bring in the football audience, you bring in Zachary Levi fans, you bring in Kurt Warner fans. This should do well. It did preview screenings last night and Friday night for Lionsgate. They should have done well, and I think it will do well once it opens this Friday. I've seen A Journal for Jordan. This is the Denzel Washington-directed film starring Michael B. Jordan. It's good. It's got problems. It's not extraordinary in terms of emotional impact. It makes some decisions I wouldn't have made. And it's fine. Michael B. Jordan's performance isn't extraordinary or awards worthy because it's not deep. The movie's not incredibly deep, and it does some things in the third act. Again, I wouldn't have made those calls. But Denzel also makes some smart calls at the same time when it comes to key elements. So A Journal for Jordan, it's good. It's a very relationship. That's a very much a romance film. Almost so much so that this could have been out for Valentine's Day under normal circumstances as opposed to Christmas. So A Journal for Jordan, it's okay. It's fine. It's not amazing. Don't Look Up is on Netflix this week. I haven't really talked about what I've thought of Don't Look Up publicly yet. I saw this movie in a theater a few weeks ago. I was myself. Netflix said, you're the only one who can attend this screening, so I sat there in the theater. I laughed at 2 jokes that Tyler Perry makes early, and I think the score is outstanding. I hate everything else with this film. I'm sorry. It just does not work. The comedy fails. The story fails. There's a major twist midway through that completely takes you out of it. Completely takes you out of the moment to make this so unbelievable, so far-fetched that you cannot take it seriously anymore. Because I wanted to take Don't Look Up seriously. I mean, this is about the end of the world. Is it going to end? Is the world going to be saved? Who can do that? How is our country going to react? How is the world going to react? And Adam McKay does things, and I go, God, every movie he's made, lately, last 4 or 5 of them, Anchorman 2 was fine. But the more I thought about Anchorman 2 afterwards, the less I liked it. Big Short I thought was all right, not amazing. Vice, it didn't work for me. And this one, boy, I don't know why it's a Best Picture Critics' Choice nominee. I think maybe the cast suckered some voters in. It does not deserve to be that because there are so many other movies this year, even in the awards circle, that did more, say more, actually mean something than this film. I'll be quite honest, I've never been the biggest Leonardo DiCaprio fan. Like, I love Titanic. Obviously, Titanic's an amazing film. He was good in Gatsby, but some of the films he's made lately, The Revenant was fine, but we all knew he was begging for that Oscar with everything he did. The Revenant's a good film, but he was begging for that. Not a fan of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Not a fan of Don't Look Up. A lot of the choices he makes, I feel like DiCaprio is a very showy actor with all of his roles. I'd love to see DiCaprio do something more subtle. Because in this movie, in Don't Look Up, a couple points, he just yells and screams and begs, just like he does in a lot of the movies he does. And I go, really? Really, Leo? Jennifer Lawrence? There's a little comedy in there that doesn't work. Meryl Streep, it's not a strong Meryl Streep performance. She plays the president. It's not funny. It's not deep. It's not Meryl at her best. It's not. The films she made last year were much better. Let Them All Talk, one of my favorite movies of the year. She was really good in that because she did play not a character full of makeup and crazy costumes, which was The Prom, but she was good in The Prom. But in Let Them All Talk, all that was stripped away, and you just saw her, and you go, wow, she could do something a little more low-key, a little more subtle. And that's acting. That's immersing yourself into a character, into a performance. In this, playing a goofy president who doesn't make great decisions, no. Jonah Hill, no. In this character and the way it goes. I am not a fan of Don't Look Up outside of the score. The score could actually win the Academy Award for score. It's that good. It's the only reason why I kept going with all 220 of Don't Look Up. So that's on Netflix this week. So we've got Sing 2, Kingsman, Matrix, American Underdog, Journal for Jordan, Don't Look Up's on Netflix, and Licorice Pizza is expanding nationwide. Licorice Pizza, a film I like very much. Is it perfect? No. Do I like the experience of it? Yes. Alana Haim is great. Cooper Hoffman is great. I won't be looking up Don't Look Up, says Shane Mendez. There you go. I appreciate what Paul Thomas Anderson does with Licorice Pizza. He puts a lot of care into it. He puts a lot of thought behind it. It's a funny film. Yes, it is. I enjoyed it for the most part. Is it perfect? No. I know there have been some controversies online and some things. Not every decision he makes is spot on. But the performances are there. The casting of Bradley Cooper was genius. Could he still get into supporting actor? Maybe. Who knows? But, so I like Licorice Pizza. So that's nationwide on Thursday or Friday this week, and Saturday they're doing some early shows, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So we've got all of those. What are you looking forward to seeing the rest of the year? For me, it's The Matrix. That's the one I got to see left before I really make 10 best lists and, excuse me, some other lists. I got to see The Matrix. I got to. What are you looking forward to? What's the one movie you want to see in the theater before the end of the year? Let me know here on LCJ Live. Jack J. Met, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. What do you want to see? Is it Spider-Man? Is it Sing 2? Is it Matrix? What do you want to see? What do you think is going to be the top-grossing new movie next weekend going up against Spider-Man Week 2? Is it Sing 2? Is it Kingsman? Is it Matrix? Which one's it going to be? I'm not sure. It's probably going to be The Matrix, but Kingsman's kind of going after the same audience as Matrix-ish. Matrix skewing a little older, and it's on HBO Max, which may hurt Warner a little bit. Sing 2 families? Maybe. It'll depend on how many families want to go. And with Christmas Day being on a Saturday, that's probably going to hurt the opening weekend of Sing 2, Friday through Sunday-wise. So it'll be really interesting to see all of that. But what are you looking forward to? What's the one movie you can't wait to see? For me, it's The Matrix. That's it. That's the one. I watched a film the other night. I can't tell you what it is because the studio's not allowing me to say what it is yet. But it's really good. We'll be seeing West Side Story and Spider-Man in theaters. Maybe Sing 2, says DJ Richopa. Okay, very good. West Side Story's pretty good. Spider-Man, Sing 2. I'm not allowed to say what the movie is, but it is round of applause worthy. It is extraordinarily, shockingly good. Stunningly good. You'd think it wouldn't be, but it is. I gave a clue in my tweet. I say it's a titanic achievement. Think about that. Look up some movies that are coming out soon, and you'll be able to find out which movie I'm talking about. When I say that this movie is spectacularly good. It's getting on my 10 best list. It may even be in top 5. It may even be in top 3 for movies of the year. And I'm counting it as a 2021 movie, even though in some parts of the world, it's including U.S., it's not out technically until January, but it's been released in some parts of the world, including some places in North America this year, and it's already been at some festivals, and so I'm counting it as a 2021 movie, and it deserves to be seen. It absolutely does. I hope that all of you, by the way, this is a new Pez. This is the new Elf Pez for the year joining Santa. I like it very much. So next weekend, next Sunday, when we're back here on LCJ Live, we will see how Spider-Man does week 2, and we will see how all of these new movies do going up against it. I hope all of you have a safe and happy Christmas and Christmas week. I know there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of cancellations and moving parts in the entertainment world in New York City and Los Angeles because of the variant and everything going on. Critics' Choice Awards is supposed to be 3 weeks from today. I believe the show will still happen. How the show will look is still being talked about right now. Things are being moved. Things are fluid. That's how I like to put it. Things are fluid. We don't know things for sure. Things are rumors. Things are happening. But we will see what happens 3 weeks from today with the Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday, Jan 9, 7 p.m. Eastern, CW and TBS. I don't think they're going to call off the show because I think they're going to need that network time. 2 networks for 3 hours? They're going to need something. How it will look, how it will be, will I be a part of it? It's still a little bit question marks at this point based on how things are going with the variant and how things are looking in these prominent cities of New York and LA. How will each respond to each other? We will see what happens. I hope you all stay safe, healthy, positive. Have a nice Christmas with your family. Have a nice celebratory holiday week with your family if you're able to. Stay positive. Get through this. Abide by your theater's guidelines. If you go to a movie this week or multiple movies, wear the mask if you have to. Support your theaters. You know, tell the employees that you're thinking of them and you thank them for all that they're doing. Merry Christmas to the LCJ Live team. Thank you, Shane Mendez. Appreciate it. Sad Luigi 4 says Doctor Strange Multiverse coming out next year. That's the one you want to see. All right, yeah. We'll get into 2022 movies when we cross over, getting more towards the new year. Thank you. Happy holidays, says Log VC. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody for watching. We'll be back next Sunday for one more episode in 2021 for LCJ Live. As always, go to lights-camera-jackson.com. Twitter at LCJ Reviews. Instagram at LightsCamJackson. If you want my LCJ Q&A with Garth Jennings of Sing 2, go to lcj.podbean.com. And if you want to hear a new podcast episode for the new How to Train Your Dragon show, Dragons of the Nine Realms, I talked with the showrunner of that. That new LCJ Q&A will be coming either tomorrow or Tuesday. Still working on a few things with that, but that'll be coming. So thank you for watching LCJ Live. Stay safe, stay well, watch some movies, and have a great Christmas. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.